God. Thank you for tapping into this Saint Pretty, where we are embracing our ugly while finding our purpose. I'm your host, Alasia J, and we in for one. But before we get started, how has your week been? How you feeling? What's going on? What ugly things have you experienced this week? Um, so for myself, I won't say it was ugly things, but there were definitely some things that I had to reflect on. I had to think about my actions, my behaviors. It was definitely an accountability week, if you will, which is really where our topic of this week come from. Like a song that many of us know. If you older than, I don't know, what, 2019, maybe a little older. I don't know. But anyways, Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry by Boys to Men. Like, yo, it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, I love to sing. I know I be out of tune, out of pitch, off key, and all that stuff. But guess what? I'm going to sing anyway. Because sometimes this voice ain't pretty. But we going to have fun while we doing it. So anyways, yeah. Have you had to apologize lately? I have. Because I can get really passionate about things and I can get real excitable. And I know what I'm talking about most of the time if I approach a subject, because I try not to speak on things if I don't know. And I'm open and I'm okay with saying, listen, I don't really know what that is, or can you explain to me like what's going on with that? If I don't know something, I'll just say it, you know, because why pretend when you don't have to? But apologizing and taking accountability is hard because none of us want to be seen as imperfect. None of us want to be looked at as messing up, failing, being wrong. I mean, it's so many different aspects of apologizing that we find ourselves in. And I have found that apologizing is a tool. Being able to admit fault or acknowledge the pain you've caused someone, acknowledge that you were wrong, like it's okay. And I'm going to always go back to this line. We live in a society where if you disagree or if you aren't agreeable or if you have a difference of opinion or if you're a little left of center, you know what I'm saying, you're a little off, you're demonized for it or you're is looked down upon. But I would say being able to say, you know what, my bad. I can improve in this area, or I can say, my dog said he wanted to be on camera today. Is he on the camera?
It's a little bit, but he good. He's good.
Okay. Well, he gorgeous. If he get in the shot, he just getting a shot, y'all. That's my Duke. But yeah, sometimes, we have to acknowledge that the things that we do, the things that we say, they affect other people. They the things that we do and say, they matter. And we have the power to ruin a day, make a day, enhance, diminish, like all of that stuff is in your words. And if we aren't conscious, if we aren't careful with the things that we say, we can really mess some things up, whether it's lying or telling an off truth. Because some people are like, well, I wasn't lying, or you saying something you're not fully informed. Like, that can really destroy that. Like, how many lives have been destroyed because of lies? And because the person didn't want to admit, you know what? I messed up on that one. I fumbled on that. fumbled is a football term. I'm learning football terms and stuff. So they fumbled the ball. Um, but yeah, it's like you can. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to hurt somebody's feelings, and I say it's okay to do that because we imperfect. But what you must do is come back and say, listen, I understand that what I said affected you in a negative way. I understand what I did affected you negatively. I understand that my lack of action affected you in a negative way. Um, and that's when it comes to other people. When it comes to yourself, sometimes you got to say sorry to your darn self and forgive yourself for the things that you do or don't do or said or allowed someone to say to you. It's many aspects of it, but accountability is everything if you want to be able to grow. You cannot grow without admitting fault, failure. I wish I had another F word because it would just go in there. Well, oh, there's another one, but I won't say it. But you get what I'm saying. If you do this up, yeah, it can really, affect you in the worst way. And going to a person and saying, okay, let's be clear. Going to someone and saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, that is not an apology. Going to somebody and saying, well, this is what it is and that's what it's going to be, that's not an apology either. Now, let's be clear. There are certain situations where you can go to someone if you're not at fault, but it is something that is that can be painful to them. So let me see if I could think of an example. Um, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, I'm gonna use something simple. So say like my daughter likes some shoes and I don't like the shoes. And she's showing them. She's like, "Oh my God, mommy, these shoes." And I'm like, "That thing's ugly." It's like, dang, she feels some type of way because I don't like the shoes. I was not intentionally hurting her feelings. I just thought the shoes was ugly. And so, but in my tone and my attitude, I may have hurt her feelings. And so I say, I'm sorry if the way that I said that hurt your feelings. Or I'm sorry that hurt your feelings because I could have said that differently. I still don't like the shoes. Me apologizing doesn't change the situation, but I'm acknowledging that my delivery was not what it could have been or even should have been. Because, like I said, sometimes I just be like, blunt. It's just blah. Whatever comes out, comes out. But you have to acknowledge that even in whatever your coming out is and whatever you're saying is, it's like, yo, you have to be mindful of what you say and how you say things to people. Because you don't want anybody saying anything any kind of way to you. And a lot of some people are like, well, it don't matter what they say. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It don't matter how they say it. Yes, it does. We all want to be treated with respect, with dignity. You want people to care about the way that they affect you. You want people to care about the way that they speak to you and how they deliver things to you. It's like if you get a gift, do you want it? I mean, it's cool if they just passed it to you in the original packaging. I mean, but we like it better if it's wrapped up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bow on it. Put a little razzle dazzle. Like we all like razzle dazzle. And if they can't razzle dazzle, that's okay. But anyways, all of that to say, it's okay to have to apologize. It is a strong person that can be vulnerable and put yourself in the position for a person to feel like they have the upper hand on you. But if you do it correctly and if your heart is in the right place, you'll be able to keep yourself from being in that position. Now, there are some people that it don't matter what it is. Once given the opportunity, they are going to pounce on you. That's not your problem. Okay, that's a broken person. And let's just pray for them that they heal and get whatever deliverance it is that they need. But that doesn't have to be you. Another thing, a lot of times we find it difficult to say I'm sorry to people. We find it difficult to say sorry to ourselves. Admitting that you are wronging yourself is probably harder than hurting you admitting that you hurt somebody else. because it's an inward battle. Cognitive dissonance. It's when your actions are contrary to your beliefs. It's like you're, you know what I'm saying, you in a inward battle. Shoot, I don't know what else to call it. And you put yourself, prime example, something that most of us do when you say you're gonna be done with a relationship, it's no good for you, it's not healthy for you, and you find yourself back with that person or talking to that person again and putting yourself back in a situation that you know you shouldn't be in. And now you're like, dang it, why did I do this again? And instead of you just saying, like, you know what, going in the mirror and saying, I'm sorry, looking at yourself and me saying, Alasia, I am sorry that I keep putting you in this position. But together we're gonna work this thing out. And then looking inward and seeing why I continue to put myself in this predicament and in this situation. It's like, why do you do it? Now that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah.
You might have to repeat this because I forgot to arm my mic. So, another thing that's hard as well when it comes to apologizing is being obedient to God when He tells you that you did wrong before the person even told you, and you haven't apologized first. Being aware of the situation and coming out. Right, it's different than someone saying like, "Hey, you hurt my feelings" or whatever. It's another one when you don't even know, but the Lord is telling you you gotta go apologize.
Okay, factual. So when God tells you to apologize to somebody and you don't feel like you've done wrong or know if you've done wrong and that person doesn't tell you, that's a whole nother one. We ain't got to God yet, but I appreciate that. We're going to circle back around. So, nice, all gravy. So, apologizing to yourself and acknowledging that it's okay to err and it's okay to mess up, even when it comes to your own beliefs, values, and morals, because you are human. But what you want to do is grow from it. Acknowledge that, yo, I'm even fumbling with myself, but I gotta fix it, and I gotta do better the next go round, and I'm going to make better decisions. I'm going to set boundaries. You know, you use your tools. I know like a lot of people strong on this therapy stuff, and I appreciate you for that. You gotta implement them correctly, and that's including acknowledging that you're wrong within yourself, apologizing to yourself, and then making decisions to do better. Now, there is also another entity that we don't want to apologize to, which is God. So now, if you're not a believer, this part may not be for you, or it really is for you. Most importantly, it is for you. Because a lot of times we feel like, yo, I'm too far from him to apologize to him. Or we go to him and we in a beggar state versus just being in a remorseful state. And there's a difference between, it's like, yo, and I'm sure it's males and females, but I ain't never dated a female, so I don't know. But when you date a dude and he comes to you like, I'm so drama filled, right? Just, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I did that to you. I never do it again. Okay, beggar versus coming to you say, listen, what I did was messed up, and I apologize that my actions hurt you, and this is how I'll do better. X, Y, and Z. You got the genuine apology where the person is remorseful and they want to change their behaviors from this point on. And then you also have the drama where it's fake, it's phony. And we can do that too. Like anybody is capable of being phony. And a lot of times when we go to God, it's phony because we feel like, oh, let me apologize real quick. Because, you know, I've been in church enough to know that if I'm in a fallen state, I'm going to go to hell. So I'm like, nah, I ain't going to go to hell. So God forgive me. Yeah. And it ain't even real, bro. Like, stop. He know it ain't real. You know it ain't real. We know it ain't real. Stop with the performance. You not going to get an Oscar, a Grammy for the song you singing, a Emmy for the performance you putting on, and it's another one. E- Or Tony. What's a Tony for? Is that for TV shows?
I think Tony's a gospel one, right?
Oh, a Tony. Especially a Tony, because your gospel ain't real. Um, so I don't know if that's the right award. If you know, jump in the comments. Let me check it out because I don't know, and I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you like watching this and you like scrolling at the same time, hop on over to Google real quick, look up what a Tony is, and let me know because I don't know. Because yeah, I just don't know. But anyways, apologizing to the Lord is knowing that with every other apology, knowing that I made a mistake or I did something wrong, I made a bad decision, I made the wrong call, I did something wrong, and saying, you know what, from this point on, I'm going to do I'm going to do my best not to do it again. It's not saying I'm gonna be perfect. It's not saying I will never fault again. It's not saying that I will never make another mistake. But what I'm saying is I'm going to do my best. It is going to be my intention. I'm going to put action behind no longer doing that behavior. And that's important. It is important to know how to say, I'm sorry. As women in relationships, though I may not be wrong often, I am wrong sometimes. And is that easy for me to admit? No. Would I prefer to believe that I'm the perfect wife? Duh. But I'm not. I mean, pretty close, but I'm not perfect. When it comes to my children, would I love to believe I'm the perfect mom? Like I never say or do anything wrong to that they may look back on in 20 years and be in the sitting on somebody's therapy couch and be like, my mom said. I probably will at some point mess up. I have messed up, and I go to my kids and I say I'm sorry. Listen, I will do my best from here on out to not make that mistake again, and I will move on to no longer make that mistake again. And that's what we have to do. It's like, yo, being imperfect means being human, but apologizing means being human. It shows your humanity. It shows you have a heart. And don't get caught up on people. Well, they ain't apologized to me. That's fine. Everybody is not where you are. You're leveling up. You're growing. You want to be better because it takes a person wanting to be better to be able to say, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to say I look for opportunities to apologize because I don't. But when the opportunity presents itself, I do. Because I pray is doing two things. One is showing me my humanity, showing me my imperfections so that I can work on being better. So if it's something that I said, I know, hey, listen, maybe you need to slow down a little bit before you speak. Or if it's something I did, hey, maybe you need to slow down a little bit before you do something. But then the other side of that is showing people that there are people out here that genuinely care. There are genuine humans out here. There are genuine beings out here, and you can connect to one of them. Cause it's like, yo, if everybody is stuck on somebody being fake, who gonna be the real? If everybody's stuck on people being phony, who like where's the realness gonna come out? If you not sure who's a real friend, be that friend. At some point, somebody gonna realize it. Like, yo, yeah, imperfect and all. Yo, everybody got our flaws. We all fall short, but I'm gonna do my best to be the best human I can be. Cause why not? Right? So yo, that's the ugly truth about it. And it's not always pretty, but it's certainly necessary to be able to humble yourself, to check yourself, to be real and honest with yourself about the things that you go through, the things that you do, the things that you experience, and being at one with your humanity. Like, what's I have no idea what this song is, but it's always playing in my head. It's like, and I'm only human. That's way terrible. I shouldn't have done that. But anyways, I did. I'm only human. I think that's what she's saying. That may not even be what she's saying, but in my head, that's what the song says. If you know the song, drop it in the comments because I'm not gonna go look for it. I promise you. Or maybe I'll hear it at some point this week since it's in my head. But yeah, so where we at on time?
20 minutes.
My producer ain't doing his job because I got an attitude with him. So he ain't participating. He ain't even connect his mic tonight. That's crazy. He over there playing games on my phone. But I'm gonna let it be what it's gonna be. Um, but yo, that's really all I have when it comes to apologies.
Well,
And
I
just
want to throw this in too. Like the apology, you had started to talk about it, but that apology is for it's for you really, so you can uh, have that pureness. You can have that weight off of you, and of course it will affect the person that was hurt by it. But like you said, if there was somebody who doesn't apologize, but you apologize, that is for you, so you can move on, so you can have a clear conscience and just be
that's true.
so at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
So yeah, you definitely do apologize for you when it comes to your shortcomings. Like I said, is acknowledging your humanity. Um, Here's another thing. I'm glad you said it because one thing that we often do is we expect other people to be us, to behave like us, think like us, and all those type of things, right? And or you expect them to grow at the same rate that you're growing. So like I keep saying, I want to emphasize that being able to apologize is a sign of growth as long as you're genuine. So all my fake people out there, hey, thank you for watching. But if you are genuine in that, it will make you grow. It will make you change behaviors that because you're acknowledging they're going to be behaviors that you want to change about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't somebody telling you, oh, I don't like the way that you do this, so you need to change it. Nah, it's you seeing the fault and the error in you. And if you're connected to God, God will tell you, and God will begin to fix those behaviors in you. And so, or if you're in therapy, your therapist saying, hey, like they're helping you to acknowledge, like, yo, this is something that you need to change. This is a behavior that isn't necessarily the most healthy, and that's okay because it's part of your growth process. But in the not having or getting mad at other people for not apologizing, it's like, yo, don't hold them to the standard that you hold yourself to because they're not there yet. And if they are there, great. Y'all grow together. If they not, bet like continue on your way. Don't allow another person's actions or lack thereof stunt your growth. That's crazy work. Like I have to be better. I have to make this decision every day to work on me. Like I have to make a decision every day to look for ways that I can improve myself. And if that's me being a little bit more productive today than I was yesterday, more productive this week than last week. Let me be more intentional this week than last week. Let whatever way that you have to do it, that's what you need to do. So remember, your apology is not for the other person. It may benefit them for sure. Great. But your apologies are for you to be better. And I don't know if I said this, but oh yeah, I did because I was saying how I'm not quite a perfect wife, but close. Um, don't be afraid to say you're sorry. And when you receive an apology, acknowledge it. Make sure that you are receiving it. Don't berate, don't degrade, don't look down upon the person that's apologizing to you. Appreciate them for their authenticity. Thank them for their vulnerability. Um, my producer said don't mock them. I'm real bad about that. I will mock the heck out of something. Um, Character flaw, if you will. That's what happens when you grow up with older siblings. Older brothers especially, y'all learn how to mock each other real fast, real good. But yeah, all those things. Um, so what did we learn today, my fellow ugly people? That we're imperfect. And that's cool. And I don't expect anybody to be perfect because I'm not. And even in the areas that I have perfected, there is room for improvement. because as I grow, my current expectations for myself will be higher in my next season, my next level, my next what else? I don't know what other terminologies you can use, but my best right now was not my best later. And so my areas of perfection now are not my areas of perfection later. So even when you feel like you've arrived, continue and then you'll see you haven't. Cause that's just the reality. Like, unfortunately, I'm the one to tell you that fortunately, you have such a beautiful life to live, to grow into, um, to improve yourself in. You have the opportunity to be great, ter and great and better. And to say I'm sorry to the Alasia of yesterday for not being the best version of herself. And I am sorry to you for not being the best version of myself that I can be for you. I'm sorry for not being the best example as a mom and for, not always pushing myself forward. Like, yo, it's cool to be able to look back and say, these are all the areas and the aspects that I have learned from. These are all the areas of my life that I have had the opportunity to build. These are all the areas that I have been able to allow God to direct me and make me better. And that is so dope. That is so dope. And you'll get to a point where you're just like, yo, I love growing. I love being able to say, I'm sorry. It's an opportunity, it's a chance. Like, what's the a SWOT chart? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. Nope. What's the last letter? T. I don't know. It.
Tricks?
No.
You know, like juggling?
Shut up. No tricks. Strengths, weakness, opportunities. Nah, look that one up for me real quick. Strengths, weakness, opportunities, and is it a T?
What is it
It's a
called again?
SWOT. SWOT.
SWAT chart?
SWOT. It's not teachable. I don't know. Strength, weakness, opportunity. Well, it could be
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
threats. Oh, I ain't worried about no threats. I mean, no, you could be a threat to yourself. Like, look into yourself. Do a SWOT on yourself. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and the threats. The things that can keep you from being where you want to be. And let me see if I could do mine real quick. Strengths. It I need some water. Strengths, resilient, optimistic, and joyful. Weaknesses, procrastination, easily distracted. What's another weakness? Candy or junk food. Opportunities will be time management, focus, uh, discipline. Threats could be or are what are my threats? Uh Tiredness.
So is that a threat towards yourself or towards others? Or
Well, I'm doing everything internal. So I advise for let's listen, when you become better, the world becomes better. Remember that. I don't care what nobody say. What Mike Jack said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. I would never forget that was my little cousin, like kindergarten graduation song. I was like 14 and Shorty crying at that graduation because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start with the man in the mirror. I've always been really emotional, y'all, real sensitive in the heart area. So we'll cry together eventually. But yeah, the rest could be tiredness, um, and lack of discipline. I'm sure some other threats in there too. Myself, my own mental overthinking is a threat. If I overthink, it's a spiral. I'm not going nowhere. We ain't making no progress. So I share my spot with y'all. My SWOT. Shares yours with Me, I want to know. But also, like I said, don't be afraid to say sorry. Vulnerability is not a bad thing, it's a beautiful thing. And your apology is an opportunity for you to see something in you that you can improve upon. So, like I said, share with me your SWOT and maybe the last time you had to apologize to somebody without them telling you, because they got to ask for it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's cool or whatever. But last time you had to apologize to somebody for you being you. So remember, nothing's perfect. We all got a little ugly in us. And this ain't pretty, but it's necessary. Tap in with me next week. Love y'all. Peace.